everyone, my name is Amber, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a book tag. This is the Finally Full book tag. I don't know if this is the same one that's been going around Booktube recently, but I found this on a book blog and it was started by Tall Tales, so I'll leave a link to their blog if they're still around below. There are 7 questions, I think, so let's get started. First question is name a book with a vivid setting because the air is crisp and clear. For this one, obviously, I have to choose The City of Brass and the David Bad trilogy because it's honestly got some of the most incredible world building I have ever read. Whether the main character Nari is in The City of Brass or if she's in Cairo in Egypt, you really feel each and every setting because the author does such a fantastic job of drawing you in and describing everything. Not only is the setting incredible, but also the history and the world building, so the entire thing is very vivid. Question number 2 is nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that's beautifully written and also deals with a heavy topic. So for this one, I'm choosing The Girl Made of Stars because it's one that I read a couple of years ago now and it's one that has really stuck with me. This one is about a girl whose brother is accused of raping his then girlfriend. So the main character is dealing with those accusations against her brother and dealing with being disgusted by him, supporting his ex, and then also still loving her brother because he's her sibling and he's someone that she has grown up with. So there's a lot of conflicted feelings there. I think it's really well done. I gave it 5 stars. It was my favourite, or one of my favourite books of 2018. It's an incredible book. I would highly recommend picking up. It's YA contemporary and it obviously deals with heavy topics. Question number 3 is share a non-fiction that taught you something new. For this one, I'm going to choose The Five, which is a non-fiction book about the women who were killed by Jack the Ripper. The author chose to focus on these women because what we are told in school and in the media is that these 5 women were prostitutes and they were killed by Jack the Ripper, and they're not really given any backstory. We don't know the history, we just know that they are people who were killed by Jack the Ripper and that's their entire identity. So this author looks at each of them in turn, talks about their lives and what happened to them before they were killed, and it doesn't focus on Jack the Ripper at all, which I really appreciated because these women are remembered as prostitutes and dead ones at that. So I think the author did a really good job of humanizing them and showing that they were actually people with lives and families and personalities and feelings. So I would highly recommend picking this one up. It's a fantastic feminist non-fiction book. It's one that I'm definitely going to re-listen to as an audiobook at some point in the near future, maybe in October, and I would highly recommend picking it up. Question 4 is name a fictional family, household, group that you would like to be a part of. I really struggled with this one because my first thought was the characters from The City of Brass, but then I realised they all have it kind of tough and terrible things happen in the Empire of Gold. So maybe I wouldn't want to be part of that group of friends, although I would really like to meet the characters and have a chat with them, but I'm not sure if I would want to be part of the inner group. So instead I've chosen the characters from The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers because they all live on a spaceship together. They're the crew of a spaceship and they're all really welcoming and just so lovely. Even the characters who are supposed to be arseholes turn out to be really well developed, and it's just such a heartwarming story and I love it. So I would really like to be on The Wayfarer. Question 5 is show us a pile of full coloured spines. I have all my books packed away, so I don't actually have any on me right now. So here's a picture of some of my favourite full coloured books, or books that I'm really looking forward to getting to. Question number 6 is to share a book wherein someone is telling a story. And my first thought for this was The Name of the Wind because that's all about the main character telling his story over 3 different nights. He starts from when he was a boy and I think the first book ends when he's at university, and I hated it. I thought it was a terrible book. I gave it 1 star. So let's not choose that. Let me have another think about what to recommend. I don't know what to recommend for this one, so I'm going to skip it and see if it comes back to me later. Number 7 is share a dark and creepy read. So I have a few recommendations for this. I will always recommend Paul Tremblay's 2 books, The Cabin at the End of the World, which is an apocalyptic story in which there are 2 parents, 2 fathers who are on holiday with their young daughter in a cabin, and one day this group of people show up and tell them that the apocalypse is happening. In order to stop the apocalypse, they have to kill one of the family and the family has to choose which one dies. The thing is, you don't really know whether or not the apocalypse is really happening. The group of people do show clips on the TV and on the newsfeed, but it's just really unclear, and the ending also, you're not sure what's going on. So I find it really creepy in that respect, and also it's really dark because something dark happens about halfway through, which is quite disturbing. I also liked his debut book, A Head Full of Ghosts. This is another one where it's kind of questionable whether or not something paranormal is going on or not. So there's a family who go on a reality TV show because apparently their house or their daughter is possessed, and it's just really unclear as to whether or not she is actually possessed or whether she's going through, you know, teenage growing pains. signs and hormonal changes, and so it's a really interesting take on whether or not the supernatural is real, and the fact that women were often just called witches or possessed when they were dealing with either mental health issues or hormonal problems, or just, you know, developing a personality. Number 8 is name a short heartwarming read that could warm up someone's day. This one I'm going to choose another Becky Chambers book, and that is To Be Taught If Fortunate. It's a novella. It's about 200 pages long, if that, maybe 150, and it's about a crew who go on a trip to 4 different planets in order to kind of research the life forms there and how life has developed on these planets. So they're not terraforming, they're just going there to observe. And I think it's just a really good story. Becky Chambers does such a good job of writing heartwarming stuff, and it's one, again, that I want to reread very soon, especially because her last book in the Wayfarer series is coming out soon, so I kind of want to do a marathon of all of her books. Number 9 is name an old favourite that you'd like to return to soon. Again, Becky Chambers books. I would also really like to return to the City of Brass at some point, but probably not soon. I was thinking about rereading the Chronicles of Narnia. Even though it wasn't really an old favourite, I would really like to read them again as an adult and really look into the themes of them. And I'm also strongly considering rereading The Poppy War and The Dragon Republic before The Burning God comes out, but that's coming out in just a couple of months now, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to fit those in. Number 10 is share your favourite cozy reading accessories, and for that I'm going to have to go with this chair. I got this chair from Facebook Marketplace. It's originally from Next and would have been about £900, but I got it for 100. It's honestly the best purchase I've made for the house. So it's technically a lounge chair, so there's enough room for 2 people, but I like to take up the entire thing. I like to lounge on it. Perfect for taking naps, and it just keeps you really warm and snuggled. So that was the It's Finally Full book tag. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know who has done this tag already last year, but I don't think many people have done it this time around, so I'm going to tag a few friends. I'm going to tag Justine, Judith and Angela. So if you 3 want to do the tag, then feel free. If not, then just ignore me. Carry on with your days. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll be back soon with another one. Bye.